Can I eat this? I'm gonna try to eat it. See how this goes.
You never know
Oh,
till you try to eat it.
oh, oh!
What are you trying to eat?
You can't eat that. What you shouldn't.
What have we done here? What have we tuned into here on characterworkpodcast.com?
I
joined the
got some
call
pumpkin.
and it's just Dale saying, "I wonder if I can eat this."
I got pumpkin beverage from Trader Joe's, and it's just like this thick pumpkin flavored juice. It's good, but it says you could use a cinnamon stick to add flavor, swirl it around. And I'm new to cinnamon sticks, and I was using it, swirling it around, stirring it, and I didn't know if I could eat it. You shouldn't,
Turns out, probably not a good idea.
because your teeth will break in your mouth.
Chew on this cinnamon stick, said nobody ever. Unless it's some sort of remedy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I believe it needs essence of cinnamon, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, you're all Game of Thrones up, huh?
Oh, sure am. Love it.
You caught up yet?
No, come on. Give me some time. I'm
You made a leap.
I made some strides. I'm halfway through season 4. So
Okay.
that's not bad, right?
That's pretty good.
So spoilers. Joffrey's dead. That's pretty much where I left off.
Yeah, for now.
And the aftermath of that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
Joffrey-
wonder who did it.
Version 1.0 is dead.
And then Jamie's like, I gotta bang you next to our dead son. I'm sorry. She's
That was
like,
on my
nope, let's not.
bucket
Nope,
list.
you did this to me.
Yeah, that was a very controversial scene.
I can imagine. I can imagine so.
I think something got lost in translation, because I think she was supposed to, like, it wasn't supposed to be as rapey as it was.
Yeah, let me incestuously rape you next to our incestuous son's dead corpse.
Yeah. He's just like, come on. Come on.
He's like,
Harvey
no.
Weinstein, come
And
on.
he just keeps saying, yeah, we're gonna do this. No. Yep, we're doing it. No.
If you want this spot in Scream 5, I think you're going to give old Jamie Lannister Weinstein what he wants.
Yeah, that seems like a thing that people are I don't know how to, when something comes out where everyone knew about it and only a few people spoke up for a long time.
Yeah.
That's always awkward, right?
Yeah.
It's always a bad look for everyone.
Well, Hollywood's always had that. Like, everyone always jokes about it. It's just like, she probably sucked some D to get that, or everyone knows how to get ahead in Hollywood. I mean, it's been that way for a long time. And it was with Harvey Weinstein. Like, there was like I wouldn't call him a stable, but there's like a name, like, oh, she's one of Harvey's girls.
So, but correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it a little different? Wasn't there a little bit of I don't want you to grab that and touch this and do that? And he's like, I'm Harvey Weinstein. I'm doing it anyway.
There was definitely some of that with Rose McGowan. I think they settled out of court. Oh, that cinnamon stick. Yeah, they settled for $100,000 because he did very, very bad things. But I think a lot of them, and we'll find out, I'm sure. But some of them were, it's like mutual. We'll call it mutual. I'll touch your old gross wiener, and I get to, have success in this industry that I want to be in.
Which is not good, right? But if it's consensual, if it's like, hey, it's okay. There's to me, oh man, we're gonna get so controversial, and I don't want to. But to me, there's a difference between, hey, I can get you this sweet gig, but it'd be nice if someone sucked my old dick first. There's a difference
old liver
between
spotted up dick.
And I'm not saying that's okay or good, but there's a difference between that or, hey, if you don't suck my old dick, I'm going to fire you.
that's
right?
different.
Isn't there a difference?
Yeah, very much. And in this situation, I'm sure a lot of girls said no. Like, I want to be in this movie that you're producing, Mr. Weinstein. He's just like, oh, well, suck me. And they were like, oh, eat shit, goodbye. And good for them. But at the same time, because Gwyneth Paltrow is supposedly one of Harvey's girls, Jennifer Lawrence is supposedly one of Harvey's girls, and it all kind of lines up timeline wise. But I'm not mad at them. And I hope it doesn't come to like slut shaming those girls. Like, oh, there's Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, you're not mad at them. I thought you meant him. You said
no.
that.
I'm mad at them. You know, like, oh, she fucked that old man. It's like, yeah, she did. She made that choice, and now she's super famous. She's worth millions and millions. Yeah, I'd take an old wrinkled dick in my mouth to become a fucking multimillionaire. Sorry, I think she made the right choice.
She didn't create the environment that she's benefited from, if that's true, right? Like she didn't make the rules. She's not the one that said that that's okay. Mm-hmm. But and you know what? Oh God, I hate this. But I'm sure there's a lot of this going on, and that doesn't make it okay. But,
no, absolutely.
But I'm sure there's. Not. I bet there's dudes who've done gay stuff that aren't even gay.
Yeah.
To get parts.
And
easily. Vice versa. Like, I'm sure that there's probably a gay dude that ate an old rusty snapper.
Easily.
You know, like, and I'm positive it affects women more. I'm sure, because there's more men in power, and men are more disgusting than women.
Yes.
So, I'm sure it unfairly affects women more. I just think no one's really been pretending like this stuff hasn't been going on, right?
Not really.
And Hillary Clinton smiling like and shaking his hand, and like that's weird looking.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the worst kept secret, and it's always like I said, it's just common knowledge. Like, to get ahead, sometimes you have to do this thing, and you have to give that guy a hand job, even if you're a dude, this or whatever. Subplots and storylines in television shows and feature films. Scream 3, that's the storyline of Scream 3. Where it's just like her mother went to Hollywood and got a train ran on her at this producer's place, and it fucked her up real bad. And it's just like, yeah, like they knew, like, and they were so low on ideas that they were just like, he looked to the left and said, I guess we could do that plot line where, producers
I'm writing this autobiography. We could just use that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's always been there, and it's bad. It was always bad. It'll always be bad, and maybe this will turn some of it around. But here's the thing. I don't think it will. It'll be the outrage of the week, and he'll be the villain of the week, and he deserves to be all of these things. But here's why I don't think it'll have any staying power. Bryan Singer. Do you remember Bryan Singer?
Yeah, he did Usual Suspects and X-Men and Valkyrie.
And he had like little gay boy dungeons with underage, I won't say children, but young men. And it's like and then he's still got work.
Were they underage for sure?
It seemed that way.
Okay,
that one isn't proven, but I mean, a lot of people, it's a lot of hearsay, but if enough people are saying it, there's probably something to it.
So shouldn't that be a bigger deal?
And the fact that didn't, all right, let's really examine what the fuck's going on behind these closed doors with these people in power trying to, get fucked and sucked for
people in
jobs.
Powder. Just like you said, the people in powder.
The people in powder. So, like, the fact that didn't blow anything up, this one certainly won't. Maybe because he's gross looking. That people are like,
yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, there's a contrast between him and J-Law. There's definitely a contrast.
Oh, poor Jennifer Lawrence. She touched. Ew.
But if the powder guy did his stuff, did the raping or whatever he did.
Yeah, no, he did it.
But I mean, whatever it was technically, I don't want to get sued because we've got a large listener base. whatever he was found guilty of with underage children. He was convicted, and that just fucking rolled off of him like oil slick. And he's like, yep,
then Disney was
powder,
like,
Disney.
Yeah, Disney.
I don't think this is going to change the game. Maybe it will. I hope
Probably not. I mean, maybe people will start looking at it a little bit more, and it'll become less acceptable. But it's not something that's going to happen overnight. And here's the thing: it would be hard the other way if you worked your way up. Not that Harvey Weinstein really did, but you have this production company, you're a successful producer, and you've got fucking hot men and women left and right being like, hey man, I'll fucking touch your little wiener. Give me that fucking role, dude. Like it would be hard to say no to that often.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the things he did are, predatory, but it does happen the other way as well.
I'm sure,
not to him. I'm sure people weren't like, hey, Harvey, let me touch you. No, I'm sure he brought it up 100% of the time.
Yeah, but you make a good point that people are so desperate and willing to do whatever it takes out in Hollywood that you may get offers without putting anything out there.
Yep.
Like, man, I would suck a dick to get in a movie that you're doing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Not
especially if it's
like,
like a Bryan Singer, who's not a terrible looking guy, if memory serves. And it's just like, yeah, it's a good looking guy. Let's see. Yeah, why not? But like Harvey Weinstein, it's either this or a bus back to Dayton.
Oh, no. Nobody wants to go back to Dayton.
Nobody wants to go back to Dayton. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm curious to see what happens, if anything. More people are coming out every now and then. Some ladies, like, hey, like supposedly he blew a load into a potted plant in front of it, like a female journalist, and he's just like, yeah, just stand there, it's fine.
What?
Okay, yeah. So he
couldn't even put it in a trash bag.
Nope.
Why do you think that plant's so vibrant and tall? Why do you think its stalks are so
Harvey
thick?
Jr.?
Yeah. It's like a Little Shop of Horrors. Feed me more of your Harvey Weinstein cum.
He's like, I'm running out, plant. No, feed me. I don't want to do this.
Write that one. Let's pitch that one.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein's Venus flytrap. I don't want to do it. He's like, look, I know we got a 12:30 interview. It's feeding time, though, and he'll kill us all. I'm sorry. You can just stand right there.
I'm doing this for your benefit.
It's for all mankind.
If he doesn't get this cum.
Oh, my God.
See, that's how his lawyers have to spin this.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he had to do...
this rare South American plant he has... it actually feeds on human semen, and it's very aggressive. If
he saved your life,
right? You're welcome. I'll expect a thank you card in the mail.
Oh, so yeah, we'll see. Like I said, the biggest thing is I really hope, and I haven't seen it yet, but I don't want people to, like Jennifer Lawrence and these other women and probably dudes.
That's not fair.
Like, they fucking sluts. Like, that's lame. That's lame. Bad actresses, yes, they're both very bad actresses, but don't slut shame for that. They didn't make the rules. They just played the game, and now they're millionaires. Congratulations.
Yeah, made it out on the other side. I don't know.
I would take it. I would take that shot. Jim, happy Columbus Day.
Is it?
Happy Columbus Day. This is the day where we celebrate a man who, in recent years, people have really gotten down on him. I guess the internet, people think they know everything. Oh, did you actually know the truth? So there's a lot of that, but it's hard to deny that some good came of it. So happy Columbus Day. Jim, what's your favorite Chris Columbus movie?
Home Alone?
Home Alone is a good answer.
Yeah?
You know what I liked? Rent.
I wasn't a big fan.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. musicals in general.
Oh.
Not my thing.
Yeah, I also liked what he did with Chamber of Secrets, because that's like a 4-hour fucking movie. Because he's like, we're just gonna transcribe the book, I guess, beat for beat, line for line, and I'm like, this is great.
You know, I always forget that he did that.
Yeah, he did the first two, and then they're like, all right, the books are getting longer. These movies are going to be 7 hours long if we keep this guy.
Yeah, you're not really editing anything out here.
Yeah. So, yeah, Chris Columbus also did Pixels, though. So, like I said, in recent years, people really turned on the man.
We don't got to talk about it, though.
Yeah.
You could just leave that under that rock over there.
And that seems to have been it for him. I mean,
that's pretty recent. We don't know, right?
2015, but normally, these guys are working once a year. He's attached for a film called Melody. For as long as she can remember, Melody has been a dreamer with a passion for music.
Oh, it's a person.
But
it's a musical person.
But she doesn't believe in her voice.
Is it
she
animated?
She doesn't see herself.
Sounds animated so far.
Yeah. She doesn't believe in her voice. She doesn't see herself as start material. Did they mean star material?
Are you on IMDb?
I am.
Okay.
Not like her idol, Rose Stellar. Oh, boy. One day while playing music at the park, she gets an unexpected visit. Is this Mad Libs?
This sounds completely fake.
Like a 5-year-old's like, and then one day at the park.
This sounds like one of the pitches you've read from Craigslist.
She gets an unexpected visit from the Queen of Pop herself, and that was when her life was about to change forever.
Who's the Queen of Pop? Rose Starlet?
Rose Stellar. You know who's writing? It is animated. The writer of Melody.
The writer of Melody. Beyonce.
Man of Action.
Really? That doesn't sound like a Man of Action joint.
It doesn't sound like a name.
Man of Action is the Man of Action did Ben 10, I believe.
This is correct.
So this doesn't sound too much like Ben 10.
Also Big Hero 6.
Yeah, doesn't sound like that either. How about you give me Big Hero 6 2 instead of this?
Yeah, people have been clamoring for that for a while.
I like it. It's good.
I still haven't seen that one.
Get TJ Miller some more bucks.
No.
No? You don't want to do that?
No, he's just going to do weird shit with it. Some people, you have to protect them from themselves. He's one of those guys.
Melody. Yeah, the way you read the synopsis, though, it sounded all fake.
It did, but it's going to happen.
Sounds super fake.
So there's that. Jim, did you get your Rick and Morty sauce at McDonald's?
No, I didn't. I heard all about it, though, at a birthday party on Saturday. I heard that little packages of the sauce were going for like $50.
Yeah, the Schezwan sauce. What is it?
Szechuan.
Szechuan.
I think actually it would be Szechuan if you pronounced it correctly. But we say Szechuan over here because we're savages.
Is this... What kind of sauce is it? Is this from the Orient?
It's usually served with Chinese food.
Okay.
It originally came out during Mulan as a promotional sauce when Mulan came out.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just keep hearing, all the bullshit stories about how the McDonald's only has 20 packets per location and a bunch of fucking fat white neckbeards or
crazy
death threats and threatening people and all this shit because they're not getting their fucking cartoon sauce for their chicken nuggets.
The cartoon, apparently the point of it is that it's meaningless. And
that's funny.
So yeah, it's like I don't really watch Rick and Morty. I've seen some of it and I like it. I think it's funny. But I was reading about it. Apparently the point of the Szechuan sauce thing is that all of this stuff that Rick is doing is pointless. Like when you have everything, He did it all for Szechuan sauce. Like, it's supposed to be meaningless and stupid, but but everyone's like, I like that show, and that means I'm smart, and I'm gonna get Szechuan sauce.
Yeah. I hate that community. Not to be hipster contrarian about it, but like, I watched season 1 of Rick and Morty, and I was like, man, this is good. You have to watch these episodes a bunch because it's just fucking packed with jokes and background stuff, and I liked it. But by the time season 2 came out, like, the community was just too much. The same thing happened for me with Adventure Time. I really liked Adventure Time, but then the community kind of, I turned me off of that as well, because it was just so rabid and up its own ass.
And you don't want to take part in that.
I just didn't want to take part in it. I always appreciate it, and I still appreciate it, but I just couldn't watch it anymore. But eventually I will. I will watch both shows. I'll probably just fucking blow through them. But taking part of the community actively while they're both, running on television, I just can't do it.
Yeah, I get that. I'm trying to think of an example from my own life, and I can't really. But when you don't want to be associated with the people that are following something, and it's not like you don't like the thing anymore. You just don't want to be a part of that group. Right.
It's like ICP's still a great band, but Juggalos, we don't need Juggalos.
Better examples, but I get what you're going for.
Right. Insane Clown Posse is still a top 10 band to this day, but the Juggalos are a bit much. Yes. Hatchets. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably top 5 band after Muse and Imagine Dragons.
Like, I enjoy the UFC, but a lot of times
that's a good one.
If I'm out in public and I see the other people that enjoy it, I'm like, I'm not one of those people, am I? I don't think so.
A lot of people
like I'm not trying to fight anybody when it's over.
Yeah.
But there's a ton of those people.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way about wrestling. They're like, I love wrestling, but I can't stand wrestling fans. I can't stand being out there with them. I don't go to live shows because of that.
They don't shower enough.
They don't shower enough. I've never had that experience, the shows I've always been to. It's like, yeah, they're all, sweaty, fat guys. But that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm one of you. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's wrestle it.
Let's wrestle. I want to wrestle with you.
Yeah.
So how was Hell in a Cell?
Hell in a Cell was decent. The tag match was the best part of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view because they were in the cell. And that was the New Day against the Usos. And at one point in the corner of the cell, they're outside the ring, they're in the corner of the cell. And they take one of the Usos, they put him in the corner. And they trap him by using kendo sticks. They would slide it through one end and slide it through the other and make this like prison, this kendo stick prison. And he's like, I can't move because you've angled these things in such a way. You've connected me in here, and then they beat the shit out of him. There's a lot of clever spots like that. I enjoyed that. The rest of the pay-per-view was fine. Shane McMahon did his big jump off the cage and onto the thing at the end, just like last year.
Is he done? Are we done here, bro?
No, because I was curious. I said, okay, last year he jumped off this Hell in a Cell structure onto the announce table. You can't top that. You can't go higher. You can't go lower. What are they going to do? Turns out the same exact spot. Okay, so I guess they're just going to keep doing that every year.
Didn't he jump off of something else really tall, like the Titantron or something?
He did the Titantron one like 15 years ago, and that one was pretty fucking gnarly. But they don't really have that anymore.
Right.
Not where it's climbable. So this is what we do. We have the yearly Shane McMahon stunt show.
Is the Titantron where he did the sign of the cross, or was that last year's Hell in a Cell?
It might have been both.
It
has become a staple of his.
And I'm sure it's completely. That's a shoot sign of the cross, right there.
Yeah, it was messed up though because these kids are always there, and it's not like that Mick Foley Rock match where the kids are crying because The Rock is destroying their father with a steel chair and just murdering his brain. This is different in the fact that the kids are there front row with the wife and all that stuff, but they're cheering it. They're like, yeah, Daddy's up on the cage. He's going to do the thing that he won't shut the fuck up about. Even when he jumps midair, they're like, yeah, Daddy's killing himself. And even when he's hit the table and the spot is done, they're still like, yeah, that was cool. Dad's so cool. And it just destroys the kayfabe of it.
Yeah, it's that's scary though. That is really scary when you think about it. And I was sort of numb to it for a long time watching wrestling. But when you watch enough Botchamania and you see these indie shows, just guys climbing up successfully to the top rope and like the rope not breaking, like all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it always seems like a crapshoot at that indie level. So seeing someone climb it that high and then it's not like there's a ton. It's not like a stunt in a movie where it's like, well, under here there's this big blown up thing he's gonna land on, and
yeah, I mean the announce table was a bit gimmicked.
I'm sure
it have like some padding to it a little bit, which is fine. I'm not mad at you.
Of course. But it's not like one of those big inflatable like land on the X
50-foot thing. And yeah, it's real fucking narrow target. And yeah, I agree. Because they climbed up and down the thing about 5 fucking times. And what if your fucking hand slips and you have to sweat?
Forget about bumping off the top of it. Just climbing up and down that, not harnessed. Like if you fall from there, you could die.
Yeah, every time they get to the top and they have to make that like, all right, let me reach up and pull myself. Like that's the part that always scares the shit out of me.
How tall is it? Do you know how tall it actually is, the top of the cage for Hell in a Cell?
Like the real amount?
Or just whatever they say it is.
I'm going to Google Hell in a Cell height.
20
they're
feet?
saying 20 feet.
Okay. I've been on a scissor lift that was probably 15 feet, maybe 18 feet in the air at a Sam's Club. However tall it has to be for me to get to something that's hanging from the ceiling. And I was inside of it, and I was like, I'm not scared of heights, but I'm not reaching outside of this guardrail to grab that. Like, you're going to move this a little bit more. I'm not just dangling off the edge. And, like, that's the cement floor. I mean, that's basic. Okay, let's say there's an inch of padding on it. I still wouldn't jump off the cherry picker onto the cement floor.
Right, because even with the padding on the outside, which they do have, and the gimmick table, which was gimmicked, he still fucking hit it hard and bounced.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh. And
then you got to land right, and that's a lot of air time to land. It's not like doing a little front flip landing on your back. That's like that's a long way. It's a long way down.
Because both years they've been like these little, I'm just going to kind of step off and do an elbow drop. So it's not even, and I don't even know which one would be worse, but it's not like a flat back bump. It's like on your side.
Yeah, what if somebody left their can of Diet Mountain Dew there?
Yeah, that full bottle.
Impales you.
Yeah. So he survived. They all survived.
Good.
And it was a decent show, and that's probably the last show I'm gonna watch for a while. I think I'm gonna cancel the network. They just don't have enough for me. It's not really WrestleMania season or anything, and sometimes you gotta budget your money, and I just need this movie pass more than I need the fucking WWE network.
I don't blame you. Spotify, the Spotify Premium is $10 a month. And I use that way more than I would ever use the WWE network. So there's no way I would. There's nothing that I have that's $10 a month that I would trade for the network at this point. It was cool when I got it, watching some of the pay-per-views, watching a bunch of the old stuff, but then there's no more old stuff. It's there.
Yeah, you get it all in. You watch your old nostalgia things, and they try their best to come out with weekly shows and current content, But other than the actual pay-per-view product that they have, they don't really have anything. Like weird cartoons here and there, but nothing to really keep you around. There's no must-see TV scheduled programming with it or anything. So, I mean, thank you for having it. Yes. You get your shit in, you enjoy it, and then maybe when you get the bug, 6 to 12 months later, maybe you give it a couple more months of a different run.
It is a good idea, though, to get ahead of the everyone cutting the cord thing. Where if they'd have been behind the streaming service thing,
mm-hmm.
and then 5 years down the road of people deciding they don't want cable, and you're still tied up in pay-per-view, like you're sort of getting out in front of that, where you're not relying on the cable company as much.
Yeah, and they're getting all of the profits. Because what I would love for them to do is partner up with like a Hulu or a Netflix or an Amazon Prime. So it's like if you have Amazon Prime, you also get the WWE Network. That would be fucking. That's great.
That would be great. I already have that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and that would, for people on the fence like myself, that would probably send me over. Because I always toy about getting Hulu because they have Psych. Amazon Prime for all those Amazon Prime reasons. But for some reason, WWE Network was on one of those. That would be the kicker. So, but they're not. They're never going to do that because then they'd have to share profits. And why would?
Right. They probably just make too much money, even at only $10 a pop.
Yeah. Even though 5 people go to every live show, they still make 100% of the profits.
Hey, you're up in the 300 section. You want to come down and be on the floor so it looks like people are here? And isn't there still a lot of stuff they don't have on there as far as like the Benoit stuff? Do they have that on now? And they just don't advertise it?
I'm not entirely sure, but I know that they still roll in some TV program that they haven't had. Like recently they're like, oh, we just put up Thunder. And it's like, why didn't you have that up?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now we have the Monday Night Raws from 94 to 98. It's like, why wasn't that there?
So if you really want to see that stuff and you have to go elsewhere on the internet to find it, you're already elsewhere on the internet finding wrestling stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I want to see this Benoit match that they don't have because he's blacklisted for good reason or whatever, But then you're like, well, I'm already at this other site that's not their site that has everything on it.
Yep.
So unless you're really into the current product, to me, that's where the value is. $10 a month for all the pay-per-views. Yeah. It's really good.
And if this was back in the day when WWF was like hot shit, that's the bargain of the century. But now it's just Jesus Christ. I guess.
Even if we're talking like 10 years ago, 12 years ago,
sure,
it'd have been worth it more.
Yeah, you got Eddie, you got Brock and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's just, you want to see Roman Reigns and The Miz? No? How about AJ Styles against some jobbers? All right.
It's like watching. It reminds me of watching Superstars sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, there's Sparky Plug against Johnny Hannah-Sticks. You're like, fuck, I don't even want to see Sparky Plug, let alone the jobber he's wrestling.
Yep, I agree.
So I don't blame you. Good decision. Keep that $10.
And maybe around WrestleMania, I'll jump back on, even though that card will suck. But it's just
I've never even done that. They keep telling me like, "Hey, you get a free month if you come back. It's
really?
Royal Rumble. It's WrestleMania," and I'm like, I'm gonna cash in on that, and I never do.
Oh, I'm glad they did that. I figured they wouldn't, because you get your free month when you first sign up, but I didn't think they give you the comeback month.
Oh yeah, just wait till you cancel for a while. They'll give you hey, if you come back, we'll give you a free month just for trying it again.
See, I would send that email like, hey, you left our service. It's WrestleMania time. Just come back. Just come back. No, that's not for free, no. But the cool stuff's here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a spectacle, WrestleMania, even if the card's bad. There's always going to be a WrestleMania moment.
Damn, Pitbull's there and Machine Gun Kelly and all that.
Yeah, I wish they would not do so much of that.
Oh, that's fun when those guys are there.
Snoop Dogg's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Yeah, good point. Why not?
It's all the work, brother.
I don't know about that, dude.
Do you have anything you wanted to talk about before we just probably get into Halloween 4?
Nah.
Working on songs and stuff?
I'm working on songs. I have the 7th rhythm guitar track done. So I've got 7 songs with drums. I've got 11 songs with drums, but 7 of those now have rhythm guitars done on them. So I got 5 more to go, and then I start singing.
He's singing.
I'm going to sing. And I still have some lyrics to write, but I'll do that later. I want to focus on what I can get knocked out now. I don't want to get stuck on some couple lyrics for a song.
Mm-hmm. Let's just do it live.
Yeah, yeah. Just
like, I know it's coming out.
Spirits. Some people hear it. Oh, I can't use that.
Just do a cheddar biscuit.
Shit. Oh, brah, brah. Give me some of those.
Or he's just fucking sweating. Rap is hard.
Sounds like he just ran after the train.
Woo.
Ooh. That train's fast.
This fucking watch is so heavy. It's made me tired.
Ooh. Just fanning himself.
That's because there's no AC on that shitty private jet. Fuck.
His prop plane. It's like the poultry plane from Temple of Doom. It says Lao She on the side.
He's just opening up those cages and just biting the heads off those chickens, just eating them. Woo.
The door opens up and that wave of smell hits him. Oh.
No, see, now I'm back into loving that guy because I thought he was a huge joke asshole.
Well, there you got him now.
All right. Let me see my notes real quick. Before we get into Halloween 4, every week it seems we talk about the new Halloween movie they're making because there's always something new. John Carpenter said a thing, and he did. He said something about, he confirmed that they're picking up after 1, not 2. Not 2, they're picking up after 1, which makes sense because, I mean, a lot of things happen at the end of 2. It's kind of hard to follow up on that.
Yeah. But they tried in 4.
Yeah. So, but I mean, they don't have to do that, so they get to pick their spot. But Halloween adds Judy Greer to star alongside Jamie Lee Curtis. Judy Greer is probably best known for playing the assistant lady in Arrested Development, who's always showing her twisted knockers. She's a comedic actress, and that's kind of is that a bit concerning?
It not on its face, I don't think. If it ends up being too funny, I'm not going to be happy about it.
Yeah.
But who cares about me? In like we've already discussed. Okay, the movie I picked, Halloween 4. It's not very good. I've seen Halloween 4 100 times. Probably, literally, not trying to exaggerate. So I'm gonna go see this.
Yeah.
So they're already gonna get my money.
Okay.
So even if I'm like, yeah, you know what, they did this and this, and I didn't like it, and they got my cash.
They got my movie pass money.
So it doesn't concern me. Like Joseph Gordon-Levitt was known basically for Third Rock from the Sun, and he was in H2O, and it wasn't like a comedy part.
Right.
You know, so it doesn't concern me yet.
Okay. Yeah, kind of with you. It's just for some reason there's certain actors and actresses where when I see them, I don't see their character. I just see them. And I think she's one of those for me. So that's gonna, I mean, that just sucks for me. But I wonder if it's like that for anyone else, because like her role in Arrested Development was just so fucking hilarious and iconic. So
Yeah, and there's probably not going to be a huge unknown factor in this, right? Like the original had.
yeah, well, so far it's just all this nostalgia names and the big names writing it, directing it, and now Judy Greer. So maybe.
Judy Greer. She looks familiar, though. Give me a second. I'm flipping through here.
Because while you're looking at that, because this happened with the Scream 4, they're like, oh, we have Allison Brie in it. And I was like, Allison Brie's going to be in Scream 4? Because I only knew her from Community, where she's once again very hilarious. And she played kind of a comedic asshole bitchy character in Scream 4, so they didn't go too far off the reservation with who she was and what she was known for. So I could probably see maybe something like that where she's not like pratfalling or anything, but she's going to be crazy neighbor who's a little wacky and gets a chuckle or two.
Okay.
Or something. Maybe the aunt. Something.
Visioneers.
Oh.
She was in Visioneers. Friend of the show, Jared Drake directed that movie.
Blam.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
He said, hey, guys. Well, friend of the old show, I guess, so it doesn't count. But I'm like, oh, wait, this is who I think it is, but I want to double check before I say it. No, I think she could be, I have no problem.
Whatever, she's probably versatile as fuck, but...
Yeah. I don't have the problem you have. I haven't seen her. I didn't watch that show.
Yep.
So I didn't see her all the time in a comedic role, every
it's
week.
like just to stick with Arrested Development, but Jeffrey Tambor, who's a very good actor, but I can't see that motherfucker without just busting a gut.
Right.
If he's in some drama about, oh, my daughter was stolen at the hospital as a baby, I'd be dying of laughter.
Yeah, and he's
Jeffrey
really
Tambor.
He's just funny. He just makes me laugh.
Yeah. So okay, that's our weekly Halloween reboot update.
I'm excited.
But this week, our movie of the week was Halloween 4, which was your pick.
It was my
pick. You're a big fan of this one?
I'm a big fan of it, and I'm not gonna defend all of it. But when I got into Halloween, so I won't get too much into like a personal story, but when I got into Halloween, it was right before 6 was coming out at the theater. So I watched 5. It's the one that was just out before this one.
Makes sense. Then, because 4 and 5 sort of butt up against each other like 1 and 2 do. Not exactly, it's not the next night, but we've got the same actors, that type of thing. So then I watched 4. And I liked 4 way better than 5. Yes.
There were some cool things in 5. But 4 I liked a lot. People shit on the mask because the hair is ridiculous. It's like a weatherman. He's got like a news anchor haircut on the mask in 4. But it's so like completely white. No marks. It's not sort of weathered and doesn't look worn out. And there's just a lot of cool shots with the contrast. Like the beginning where she's having the nightmare and there's the lightning and the flashes. You just see flashes of this stark white mask.
Are you talking about 5?
No, I'm talking about 4.
Okay.
Then the nightmare scene in the beginning with it's not the very beginning of the movie, but it's the first scene we see Jamie Lloyd in. Mm-hmm. And it's not really him, it's just a nightmare. But that's where we first see that mask, and it's just creepy. The first time I saw that, it was just the whiteness of it. It was scary. I liked it. Dr. Loomis is even crazier than he ever has been. Makes sense. I don't don't know why he would suddenly not be crazy.
Yeah, and he should be crazier.
Even crazier. He is. He traded in the 6-shooter for an automatic.
Yeah.
Which I like that character choice. Like, oh no. Look, I shot him 6 times, so many times. I'm going to at least shoot him 8 times. 6 times.
8 times.
Is not enough. We're looking at 8, 9 times this time around.
I would have loved if he had more guns and bigger guns in every movie.
It doesn't really look like a horror movie, and that's probably what a lot of people hate about it. But there's a lot of the atmosphere. There's a lot of dark shots in it, nighttime stuff. But I just think there's a lot of cool, almost action movie type shots that you don't like. But the first shot where we see Dr. Loomis walking down the hallway with the cane, I just loved it the first time I saw it. It's just badass. And he's doing his thing. You know, he's still doing the same shtick. Like, don't let him out. I've been telling you this. And they have some cockamamie reason why they got to transfer him.
Yeah. And it's
why? Why you got to transfer?
It's very contrived bullshit. It's very Silence of the Lambs, where we're going down to this facility and I'm going to give you elevator exposition. And then we're going to walk by cells. And did you see Silence of the Lambs? Ah, damn, that was a good movie. Anyway, let's just continue with our scene
This
here.
came out 2 years before Silence of the Lambs.
Really?
Yeah, they ripped this shit off.
Wow.
10 years ago. Halloween night, they got fucking Frank Rizzo, the security guard.
I was about to go so hard.
He killed 16 people.
It's so
All right, ZZO.
FYI. Now, here's the thing. I was about to go so hard because I thought that was just a blatant ripoff of Silence of the Lambs, but it's not.
This came out first.
Man.
By a couple years.
I do have to say, when it comes to the sequels, it's like, all right, 3 doesn't really count. That's its own thing. They get real bad near the end. But when it came to 4 and 5, it was like 4 is clearly better than 5. And then it really starts shit in the bed.
4's not great, okay? I'm not here to defend 4. But there's things in it that I like.
There are things in 5 that I like.
Me too.
Things that I think I like more than the things I liked in 4. I love the ending of 4. Whenever people say, oh, Halloween 4, and my mind goes, that's one at the end, and the ending's fucking awesome. Before I rewatched it again, I couldn't tell you what the fuck happened in 4. I remember Bad Mask, the little girl, the sister. Is that the one where she gets, like, the parents are abusive? Doesn't really matter, but the ending. But when I rewatched it, I was like, okay, this is the good one. No, I really didn't like it. I thought some of the kills were cool. That opening was just some manufactured bullshit.
Them transferring him for no reason.
Yeah, that was.
And how he just
terrible.
has like superficial burns on his body,
Yeah.
but he
Yeah.
was like fucking melting at the end of 2. Mustafa Akkad was like right around it. You can write around it like Mustafa. He was so burned that he would just be a charred skeleton. Just figure it out.
Yeah,
I need
makeup.
money.
Yeah, and it's clear what they're doing with this is just basically a retelling of Halloween. It's like the same story, the same fucking beats.
It's very Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Go to the same place. Now we're not after the mom. We're after the kid.
Mm-hmm. It's what the producers want. Give me the same thing but different.
Exactly. Give me the same thing but different. 10 years later, there's some cool shots I like in this. I like when after he murders the guy at the gas station and gets the coveralls. He doesn't have a mask yet, but his head's all bandaged up. And there's that shot where Dr. Loomis sees him, but he's sort of far away. We don't get a good look at him.
Yeah, they do the old zoom pulley thing that they love to do.
He pops off at him. He just starts firing at him and shit, and then he disappears. I don't know how he disappeared. We don't see him fall down. We're led to believe he falls down and then he climbs over the counter and he's gone.
Yeah, I thought when he's still wearing like the bandages and he kills the guy working on the car, that's like, to me, that's what is the biggest example of what this movie is, because that's the least scariest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
It's just a guy under a car, and I don't even remember if he hears something, but for whatever he's like, "Hey, I need that wrench."
Yeah, he's like calling to his buddy.
"Give me that wrench," and he slides out from under the car, and he's standing above him with some sort of weapon, and he kills the guy. And normally these movies aren't like that.
No, this Michael Myers is dog shit. This Michael Myers is very.
And it's not his fault.
No.
I mean, okay.
No, I just mean like
how they did it.
He's very much like the zombie Jason, like the dead zombie Jason type of thing. He does some tricky things, a couple of them, which are nice because that's what we remember. There's the rocking chair gimmick, which the first time I saw this, I didn't see that coming, because up until this point he hadn't really done anything super cerebral like that.
Yeah, crafty.
So I'm like, oh shit, that's him in the rocking chair, and then he just shoves the shotgun through that chick. Mm. So that's more of a Friday the 13th type kill, right? It's not subtle. He hides in the back of the squad car right around there, though. That's a nice. How are we getting? No one's gonna get in or out of this house unless you bring him with you, and he's in the back of your squad car. I like this. The older sister, Rachel.
He's done backseat stuff before. It's one of his favorite moves.
I don't. Just character-wise, I like Rachel. I like the older sister. She's not a pushover. She's not a weak character. She's brave. And this isn't even her real sister. And they sort of... There's that scene in the beginning where, like, you're not even my real sister, and I got plans, and that type of shit. And then... she risks her life for this little kid.
Yeah, she's nice. Fine. On my list of things I didn't like about Halloween 4, she's not even on the list. I thought that was great. I thought Jamie was great. Mm-hmm. All that's great. Everything around it is fucking.
It doesn't.
How did they fuck up the mask? I know it's so simple to be like, oh, just let it go. It's a bad mask.
It's the hair. They fucked up the hair.
How do you do it?
They fucked up the hair. I'm telling you.
And then they have the fucking audacity to put the good mask on these DVD covers.
Yeah, they just put the part 1 mask on the covers. Here's a scene I like. The kids dressing up like Michael Myers on Halloween. Because that would really happen. Teenagers would really do something that shitty.
I agree.
I'm just talking in principle. I'm just in broad
children and
strokes.
Teenagers, are terrible. I agree. The logic's fine, but at the same time, can you think of any examples from real life?
Yeah, I mean, me on Halloween dressing up like Michael Myers. I don't know.
No, like John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, I'm
like one of these shooters, because there's a fucking terrible shooting every other month.
I've not run into one, but I'm sure if you did just a light scraping on the top layer of the internet, you could come up with a bunch.
Yeah, I never see
Jeffrey Dahmer.
The worst I always see is just like somebody thought blackface was cool again.
Yeah, that's worse than dressing up like Michael Myers.
Yeah, they goofed.
It seems like a big 10 years. We're going from the late 70s to the late 80s, so it feels like a bigger jump than 10 years too. The whole style, everything looks different.
Worse. This director is very bad at his job.
Dwight Little. The only other thing I know he directed was, I believe it was Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee. And that was after this. So they gave him more stuff to do, not horror related. What else did he have other than Rapid Fire? Am I right? Is it Rapid Fire?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, I thought you were. I heard it click. I thought you were looking.
Oh no, that was my hand gel. No, I got the DVD, and on the DVD there's bonus extras, and there's kind of like a bit of a making of. And I said, yeah, I love that shit. Fire it up. And everyone's pretty cool for the most part, but this fucking guy is, and this was filmed recently, like within the last 10 years, and he's just like, oh, we did great work, and we had so many hurdles, but we and real up his own ass. Even that one shot you're talking about in the gas station where Michael Myers is in the door frame and they do the old fucking Hitchcock, move in while we zoom out gimmick. And he's really up his own ass about that. And it's just like, yeah.
We'll give him that one.
You did a film school thing. Congratulations.
Yeah, I've not seen this making of, so.
And like with these movies, like just watch the first 2 movies before you make 4 and see what they did. Okay, wide shots in front of these houses, let the atmosphere do some work. The best shots in this movie were the ones he had probably nothing to do with, and it's the opening credits.
Yeah, the opening credits are really cool. I think they're creepy. They're sort of like creepy sounds.
It's like wind and just and it's just like
crows and shit.
It fucking sets the scene for a movie that does not happen. Yeah, it doesn't. Now, the script is also a bit of a problem. Surprisingly, better than I would have thought, considering they wrote the script in. How long do you think the script was written?
Oh God,
3 months.
From
3
start
days,
to finish,
3 years.
from hey, write me Halloween 4 to it's done.
Pretty much. Yep.
2 months.
11 days.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Because
that's like a bender. That's like one bender.
Yeah, the writer's strike was right around the corner, and they wanted to get into production, so they were like, "You need to fucking do it." And to the writer's credit, he did it, but at the same time, it does kind of show. And that's unfortunate. And that's what's a cod, huh? Not just let's just wait until the strike thing blows over. He said no. 11-day script will be fine, I'm sure.
So did the strike not end before 89? Because 5,
yeah,
that's even weaker sauce than this.
I don't know. There's no real reason for it.
Going backwards a little bit. One of the things I like about the teenagers all dressed up as Michael Myers gag is we can tell right away that's not really him. They're not really, they don't all have the exact same jumpsuit and the exact same mask, and they all kind of look different. I liked the realism of that compared to in Halloween 5 where Spitz dresses up like Michael Myers and somehow has the exact same mask and cover. It's just like Don Shanks put this on this other guy. This probably was Don Shanks as Michael Myers. They're like, no, it's just me. Let's have sex in the barn. Hey. So like, I like that little, like they did in Halloween 2, where like that sort of looks like his mask. They could have made it look exactly like him.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to fool us too.
But they made it slightly off.
They made it slightly off. I like. Okay. So the actual dialogue is not sound, but I like some of the ideas. I like the idea that they sort of believe Dr. Loomis faster in this one because it's already happened. And he did escape. And then, the police station's wiped out. And then they're just like, well, we got a bunch of hillbillies with guns. We ain't going to let this shit happen again. I live in Beecher. That would happen.
Yes.
That would really happen. And I like that they accidentally kill a kid dressed up like Michael Myers.
Yes.
I enjoy that.
I don't watch these movies for this is what would happen in real life because you really don't want to look into that too closely because all your movies will fucking fall apart.
No.
It doesn't mix well.
No.
Like that was
this
like
is
an action scene.
This is an action movie with Michael Myers in it.
It's an action movie, and especially that scene where it's like, and now I'm gonna throw these stuntmen off this fucking car. It's just like, yeah. I mean, if Jackie Chan was next to you, this would be great. But
yeah, that's the part at the end where we're gonna go. We called this in. State police. We're gonna drive you down there. Everything's gonna be fine. But he's holding on to the rear differential. I don't know how he's under the truck.
Yeah,
well, it's moving, but he is.
He's just like pull up.
Like if you know how trucks work, That doesn't make any sense. He just like, his arm just comes over the tailgate. Like, what were you doing under there? Like, that drive shaft is spinning. You can't just hold on to it down there. It's gonna get hot.
See, and that's one where, like,
11 days.
You can't blame 11 days. All right, what did he give us? All right, this action scene with a truck and he's throwing them. Okay, we can make that scary. We've done Michael Myers sneaks aboard a car. We've already done it in this movie. Let's play 2. That's on the director. That's on how you execute.
We're just gonna shoot his arm coming over the tailgate, and then suspension of disbelief that he was on the suspension under the truck.
Yeah, just some lazy, shoddy filmmaking.
That doesn't make sense. You could have had him get in a car and be part of they get to the roadblock, and then they get there and all the cops are dead, and it's him there. Could have done a bunch of other stuff. I didn't like... I don't really like the pacing towards the end, because there's not a lot that's happening. From the school scene seems completely pointless. Like, you hear that? There's an alarm at the school. Why? Because we're gonna go in there. Yeah, let's go in there.
Because plot.
It doesn't make it. That the school scene makes 0 sense to me. They're like, guys, this movie's only this movie's 67 minutes. We need another scene. Let's. He goes to the school. Why? To set off the alarm. Okay.
I thought Danielle Harris was great.
Yep.
She saves it. It's a hard. If she was bad,
you're done.
You wouldn't even like this movie for the things you do like about it.
Right. I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah, but she was good. Like the relationship with the other sister, they carry it. It's like they just talked to each other one day before filming and said, "You read it, right? I did read it. It's gonna be all right."
The finish is kind of weak. We don't get we really don't get the false finish like we do in Halloween 1. There's not a whole lot of them. He's really not like Jason, right? There's not a whole lot of him taking a lot of damage and then surviving, right?
Yeah.
Like, she sprays him with a fire extinguisher. Like, that's not going to kill anybody.
Yeah, and
gets hit by a truck.
11 days.
At the end, he gets shot a bunch, right? And then he falls down and sits back up. Or no, he gets hit by the truck and sits back up. So we get the sit up, but it's shot like an action movie. It's shot like Die Hard. So it's not like the background. Jamie Lee's in the foreground and he's out of focus and he sits up. Like, it's not that. It's like
not shot like a horror movie.
No.
Like you said, his other credit, Rapid Fire or whatever he's some sort of action director.
Maybe.
And he's like, yeah, I could do horror. I'm going to change nothing. Terrible. But there's a quote here real quick about Danielle Harris, because I thought she was great. And one of the producers thought she was great. I forgot his name, but it's in that extras thing. He said, I thought she was a midget. She was so good.
I get the implication.
Yes, it's a great sentiment.
Yeah.
But
you're really 36, aren't you?
Yeah, kids can't act that great. You got to be some sort of midget.
She was good, and I like that the parents, for whatever reason, I like that the parents aren't dead. I think the mom takes some stabs, but we don't know. I don't think she died. I think they imply that she dies at the end of 4, and then 5 sort of retcons that. Mm-hmm. But I like the idea of her doing the young Michael Myers thing, and then we get that mask shot, and I don't think we're supposed to think it's Michael Myers at that point. We're supposed to sort of know it's her, and then it just ends with her having stabbed her mom. So we don't get the happy ending. He's in a hole somewhere.
It's a great ending, and 11 days. He had to have felt pretty good about the ending. It's like, yeah, the middles needs some work, but I'm sure they'll fix some stuff on the day. Spoilers.
I think they probably wrote that day one. They were probably like, what if at the end she stabbed, like she, after all this, she goes through this craziness and then she's wearing the clown costume just like her uncle did, and then she stabs her mom or whoever, like maybe it was the sister in the, when they came up with it. But I think they came up with the idea of her doing the opening scene at the end. Right.
Yeah, see, I would only believe that if their plan was to essentially redo Halloween, but with the girl. Like at the end, it'll be the little girl, and she'll have stabbed the mother, and then the next movie, Part 5, we'll fast forward a bit, and it'll be a grown woman, Michelle Myers, but obviously that's not how Halloween 5 panned out at all. It's just a direct continuation. But yeah, I love the ending to this, and I love Dr. Loomis's reaction. He's just like, shoot her!
Yeah, he's like, I've seen this. You see the other thing we just spent all this time trying to kill? That's what's going to happen with her. Yeah, that's the other thing. Donald Pleasance is good in this. And I like his scenes. I like at the beginning where his boss is like, come on, you're being fucking... He's like, you let them take it out of here. I love all his parts in it.
Yeah, he's good.
I like Rachel. I like Jamie. I hate the guy from Dazed and Confused. In when he tries to be brave and shoot Michael Myers with the shotgun. What is he? Gets his head smashed. Pretty good.
He's not the one that gets like the thumb in the forehead.
No, that's the ambulance driver.
It's the ambulance driver.
And I sort of like this. So the first time I saw it, I assumed he was. I think they make you believe because they show him gripping the sheet when they mention his niece.
Mm-hmm. He's like, God damn it, they're still out there.
Like that snapped him out of his coma. But I like to pretend like it's just a really long con, and he's been awake for a while, and he's just waiting. These dummies are going to move me, and then as soon as I got my chance, I'm killing these guys and getting out of here. I don't like the interpretation of like, oh, once they said that he has a living niece, then he comes to life like Frankenstein's monster and starts killing everybody.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I kind of looked at it as like a blend of the two.
Yeah. Yeah, because how would he know about her?
But once he found that out, and here we begin.
Yeah,
because I love killing these families.
I can't remember the reason for transferring him. It's some cockamamie like, well, he's got no legal ward. His niece is too young. He can't stay here. He's been here for 10 years.
Down that other facility. We got to move him over here.
That would be good, but I don't think they are. I don't think that's why they're moving him. They're just moving. We're just transferring them back to Smith's Grove after 10 years.
Fucking freak.
Why?
You know about this Michaels guy, right?
Going back to Smith's Grove.
Terrible. This is a bad movie. It definitely has some enjoyable elements. It's a guilty pleasure movie.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, honestly, I've seen it probably 100 times.
But the things that bug me more than the things that I enjoyed. So the negatives outweigh the positives.
Yeah, if you didn't have a nostalgic connection to this, like from childhood, I don't expect anyone to sit through this and think it was good.
Yes. God damn. For like Friday the 13th, where we talked about all those movies, and some of the sequels were pretty good. They actually were not bad. Halloween has just the worst fucking sequels, and we'll talk about all of them.
We will
in a couple weeks. And this is like the best fucking one. God damn! I don't even think like when we do that. I don't think we're gonna rank them because what's the point?
People talk about
1, 2 and shit.
People talk about 2 like it was good.
Oh. It's because it is. But we'll get to that.
No, but they talk about it like, well, 1 and 2 are like they're on the same level.
Well, a lot of people, I think because the story's the same night, you
got the same actors, you got the same night, you got the same...
Yeah, they just look at it as the same movie.
Right. And
so when, like a lot of times when they're talking about 2, they're kind of talking about
But I think 2 set up the rest of the series for failure just by existing.
Probably.
We'll
Well,
get into that.
then the producers did that. So let's figure out what we're going to watch for next week. To do that, it's time for box office prediction. Well, we predicted the box office for Blade Runner 2049. Let's see who won this one. You said 48 million for Blade Runner. I said 32. I said 48. That's a little high. 32. And Blade Runner made 32.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking
On
nailed
the
it. Like 30,
nose.
yeah, 32.3 or something. Fucking crushed it. So I get to pick what movie we're going to discuss next week, and we're doing all the horror movies because it's October. And I didn't really want to do this. I didn't want to hit too many of the big guns. I knew we were going to do better horror movies, but I didn't want to do all the fucking top 5 big guns like this. But I'm going to see it in theaters Thursday. I'm going to go see it on the big screen Thursday, so it just makes sense. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
What did you think?
I was hoping it wasn't The Exorcist because I can't watch that movie.
No, I think they are doing that the week after, which I don't know if I'm going to see it. I saw The Shining. I saw The Shining on the big screen this past week, and it was fucking great. I can't wait to see Nightmare on Elm Street. So that's going to be fresh in my mind. So for discussion purposes, that's what we're going to do next week.
I love that'll be a great palate cleanser from Dwight H. Little's Halloween 4.
Yes.
And if you notice the beginning of Halloween 4, they got you with the musical theme composed by John Carpenter. And I remember Mustafa Akkad's he didn't want anything to do with this, but I found a way to shove his name in the beginning credits so I could put his name in there. Here's
another failure from that fucking movie. The opening credits, the visual is very spooky. Mm-hmm. You know what would have made it better? The Halloween theme. They don't use the Halloween theme until 5 minutes in, where it doesn't really
until
make any sense.
They're moving him.
Until they're moving him.
And it's raining.
And fuck off. Those terrible choices.
So yes, Nightmare on Elm Street. I can't wait.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Fucking classic.
Let's predict the box office this week. Let's see what's out. Oh, okay. Let's predict the box office for a horror movie hitting theaters called Happy Death Day.
Okay. What channel are you in right now?
I am in Diablo Rising.
I see. Okay. We're good now. Yep, I'm ready. Happy Death Day. So
he's going to predict 1 million.
No, so you described this pretty well, right? I'm not gonna steal your moves.
We talked about this before on the video game, where anybody who's seen the trailer, it's Groundhog Day with horror.
Yeah.
She wakes up, same musical cue every time. There's a scene where she's trying to convince people that it's happening every day. That truck's going to get hit. That bird's going to shit on that statue. Boom, boom, boom. It's beat for beat. It's Groundhog Day, but she dies every day, and she has to figure out who's murdering her. Now, I hope to Christ that's explained, how she knows if I find out who's killing me, this day will stop repeating. Because why would you make that assumption? There's so many fucking questions.
Well, Old Man Death Day told her about it.
Old Man Death Day. I'm going to see this Polaroid. I might not. We'll see how it pans out. I'm going to fucking see this movie because it needs to answer some questions that I
needs
just
to answer
have.
for itself.
You need to answer me.
I know that look, Missy. You're going through the Death Day, aren't you? I know all about it. They call me Old Man Death Day. No one believes me.
Oh, walking out of your sorority house naked, huh? You must be going through some Death Day. Oh, my. Okay, so let's predict Happy Death Day. And put it in 3, 2, 1. Old Man Death Day.
Holy shit.
Jim says 6. I say 7.
We're
this
close.
This is not hitting 10. This is not going to hit double digits.
It can't. Although we're in October, people get crazy.
They do. When does that fucking Jigsaw come out? Because that's got to be right about now. Jigsaw.
It's good. What is that? It's like Saw 12?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm actually curious. I'm going to Jigsaw movie.
That's what it is, right? It's a Saw.
Yes. Yeah. October 27th. So they're waiting. Days before
They want
Halloween.
that one big payday weekend.
And that's probably all they'll need.
Yeah, they know better. They know, like, releasing it now, it's not going to be around long enough for Halloween. Let's just get it done.
Yep. People are going to be going towards Christmas as soon as they're fucking leaving the theater. So, okay, 6 for you, 7 for me. Let's plug it up and get the fudge out of here. I saw Hamilton. What am I doing this weekend? No,
Well, we should probably talk about that next week, right? Hamilton?
Yeah. I saw Hamilton. It finally happened. My dream came true. Just please go to characterworkpodcast.com. Click those links. Amazon link at the top. Moose Jaw link at the top. You can get some winter clothes. Some good bargains there. Some brand names that you've actually heard of. And just clicking those links is all you need to do to have them send a couple of those books our way.
Follow me on Instagram at JamesJR.Music to get all my updated pictures of waveforms from my multi-track sessions.
Ooh.
And things like that. I don't have anything else going on right now, but you can tune in next week where we'll talk about a horror movie that's a classic that everyone loves.
Yes.
And if they don't, they're pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And they're fucking local.
Fucking local. This is episode 40. Thanks for listening. I'm Swedgen Sauce.
I'm Frank Rizzo, the security guard.
Did you hear about that Michael Myers?
Yeah, he wrapped his fucking head in with a ratchet.